Every week, a new band. Brought to you by NZ On Air. Active Live! Yeah.
Nau mai hoki mai ki Active Live. Kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us in the live room today. Big thanks as well going out to NZ On Air Music for helping us out with this one every single week. Today we are joined by Tamaki Makaurau-based producer, artist and composer Samara Alofa. Thank you so much for joining us today. So great to have you here ahead of your show with Neptune Collective this evening.
Kia ora. It's good to be here.
It's so great having you here. Obviously, we're big fans of your work and we've been big fans of your work for a wee while now. But for people who are listening who don't quite know the Samara Alofa experience, can you tell us about yourself and how you started getting into music?
Ooh. I started getting into music at a young age, and then I started to show an interest in software and like production software. And then, growing up, I had obviously played instruments and stuff and had like a natural attraction to it. And then the two sort of like merged together, and then I started producing as well as like singing on the things that I produced. And then I made earth punk, and I put earth punk out with Queenie Control a couple of years ago.
Huge congrats on the album too. That is such a beautiful one. So you mentioned there that you kind of started producing and intentionally so, and I've sort of heard interviews with you in the past where you talked about trying all these different types of DAW softwares.
Yeah.
What do you use now, and what attracted you to that, and how did you kind of, because they're all quite similar but very different at the same time. It's quite an interesting process to take. Can you tell us a bit about that?
I still use like lots of different ones.
Cool.
It just sort of depends on what I need to get done, because I do like a bit of composing for theatre and film, as well as like making music for like my own pleasure and gigging, and then as well as like I've also stepped into the realm of like electronic DJing as well. And that's opening me up to like a whole other realm of collaborating with dancers. So it just sort of depends on what mahi I'm going to be doing. So if I'm like needing to do something that's specifically for like DJ software or like the technology like CDJs or something, I'll go like through like Serato Studio, or like Ableton is also really great. But like singing and composing stuff is like like Logic is really nice for recording, and so, and then like if I'm, I don't know, in another country and I don't have my laptop, I'll just go on like GarageBand on my phone. Like
classic.
Like it's like you just I don't know, I like using whatever I can like get my hands on to make something.
That's awesome. Because I know that kind of raises a point that I'm really keen to get to as well, because I know that you DJ or produce as well under Ngalo Leafe.
Ngalo Leafe.
Ngalo Leafe. Apologies for the pronunciation there. Ngalo Leafe, how do you kind of separate, because it sounds like you do a lot of work for compositional work for other people too. Yeah. How do you kind of separate your ideas and make decisions for, say, the Samara Alofa project versus that project versus something else?
I guess like it's just like another like creative move. Like I don't know, I feel like I've sort of like, I don't think that maybe like philosophically I see or sense things as like products, but just like a move. And like like Samara Alofa, that's just like, that was never supposed to be anything. That's just my name. Like Samara Alofa was just like, well, you got to put your name on this because you put music out, And Ngaro Leafi, actually, it means like, it's like it's someone for like I've like forgotten my lighter or something, like to forget the fire. There's like the English like translation, and I thought like Ngalo Leafi was just like a nice like way for me to channel and like express my electronic dance and like sort of like just a different side to like what I'm making, because Samara Alofa it's formed itself into like whatever that is, you know, like it's just like that's earth punk and like all of that, but that's only like 15% of all the dimensions of like what I do and what I'm making. So I just have to like make lots of different avenues for myself to feel satisfied and like be able to express myself. And but also like I do a lot of collaboration with dancers, and so when I'm working with dancers and I'm learning about all these different dance styles, and they're showing me the music that they like to dance to and stuff, and the genres and stuff, like that's a part of like, you know, I've accumulated all this music like through their practice, and so naturally like it was natural for me to step into like more DJing, because that's a really like important harmonious, you know, like the two and the two sit, like they go hand in hand, like the dancing and the DJing, you know, like, so it was just sort of natural, but also like probably like a harder one for me to step into than like singing and musician and stuff, because I'd always sort of done that as a kid.
Amazing. It's interesting to think about the kind of cross-medium attitude you have to have there, because if you've been doing one for so long, as you say, you started with instruments and that kind of thing, crossing over to then making dance music must be quite an interesting thing, because I know you're keen to create a sort of, or you're in the process of creating like a dance album for Samara Alofa, is that right?
No.
No? Oh, apologies, I got that online.
Whatever you heard, it's a lie.
It's a lie. All right.
If I said it,
Scrap that.
it's a lie. No. No, I think like I've expressed that I wanted to make just like music, you know, like different style of music than like what I had put out, but it doesn't necessarily have to be attached to me, you know, or like my government name.
Yeah.
I am like, but yeah, like it's just, and even with Ngalo Leafi, like that's a club experiment. It's not even a alias or like an identity or anything. It's just like, this is where we're going to put this stuff, and this is where that stuff is, you know, like it's sort of just to like organize what we're putting out. That makes sense.
No, it definitely does. Do you find do you automatically say this is a Ngalo Leafi track, or this is one I don't want to release under that name, or does it kind of just come? Yeah?
Yeah, for sure. I think Ngalo Leafi is just, it's just floating, and it's like whatever. It's going to form itself into whatever it's going to form itself into, just as like Earth Punk did and Samara Alofa, me, you know, like talking about myself, like,
And me.
Well, yeah, and so let's put Samara Alofa aside, because that's my being, and Earth Punk and Ngalo Leafi are sort of in the same realm, and then that comes out of me, like, and also everyone else that is with me. Yeah,
it's
like,
beautiful. Very fluid approach to which
Yeah.
I kind of see emulated a lot in your album Earth Punk, and in the other singles you've released, like I Love You So Much and things like that, are very there's a lot of fluidity to the music that you write.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit about how you start, like what's your beginning process when you start conceptualizing a song?
I'm like, it's a little bit of like kooky mania, manic, no, late at night, and emotions. I'm definitely led by how I feel and my emotions and things that I'm going through, and like the way that I wish that I could not intellectualize my feelings all the time, in like a good, healthy way that I had like taught myself from a young age, is to like express it through something softer than like my thinking, because I just have always sort of been that way. Like I've always sort of intellectualized everything and like calculated it all, like, okay, well this happened because this is that, but like sort of like putting it into a more fluid realm is like how I can feel it, and like it will actually sometimes bring me to tears because I'm actually feeling my feelings.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Such an interesting way of processing your own emotions. It's beautiful and very confronting, I can imagine, having to like go through that process and then share it with the world. How do you find like live playing these tracks live then?
It gets like boring sometimes, and then it gets exciting again, and then it gets hard, and then it gets exciting again. And I think the best thing for like, I don't know, that advice that I would give to other people who like similar and doing similar things is like, don't close yourself off from maybe like including other people in what you're doing, or collaborating, or like doing things with other people, because usually that's what makes it like less hard. Like doing things alone, like I know I'm standing here by myself, but like doing things alone, it doesn't always bring like you the joy and the happiness that you could be experiencing with other people collaborating and joining in and like and harmoniously expressing work and stuff. And so it just depends on like, if I've done it by myself for too long, you bring other people in and you do it together and you have fun, like, or I've forgotten the question.
No, I love I love
been
that.
rambling.
No, it's such a good thought though. I'm inspired by the concept of collaboration as a a way to make sure that you're still enjoying what you do. I think that's a really important tenet for a lot of musicians, eh?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Just anyone.
Yeah.
Anywhere in
Life in general.
yeah. Life lessons.
Yeah.
Unsolicited advice.
Hey, that's what we're all about here on Active Live.
Gosh.
Amazing. Shall we have a track?
Yeah, okay.
Wonderful. What have we got first up?
I'm going to play Notice from Earth Punk.
Cool.
And I'm going to sing it as well.
Lucky us.
Live.
Oh my gosh.
Live action.
I'm so excited.
Everything you say.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Gosh, it's cool hearing that song live for the first time for me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was singing flat.
Oh.
And that's why I stopped it early because I was like, I actually can't find the note, so I'm just gonna stop it. And I'll play another one because
Fair enough.
sometimes it happens with that track. I just don't know what it is. Like sometimes I can get it, and then sometimes I cannot. And today I could not.
Hey, it happens to the best of them, honestly. It's funny
Yeah.
that I can imagine it must be so weird playing your song so many times and then not, knowing the thing but not knowing the thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Very
it happens.
Hey, it sounded beautiful to me.
Oh yeah, thanks. But I was like, no, not live
Not
on the
today.
radio, not today.
Not today. Oh, cool. Do you want to do another one then?
Yeah, I'm gonna go into BTTG.
Oh, wonderful. Looking forward to this one.
Kiss me, oh so softly. How it feels so good. Love me, oh so softly. How it feels so good. Back to the gods I say. Feel so loving. Back to the gods I say. Oh, feel so lovely. Ooh, how. Kiss me, oh so softly. Would you just kiss me, oh so softly. Kiss me, oh so softly. How it feels so good.
Gorgeous. Oh, man, it's so great hearing that song live as well. I've been a big fan of that one for a wee while.
Oh, cool.
Something I really love about that track and quite a few songs of yours is your beautiful lyrical refrains you repeat throughout. It's really lovely. It's such an interesting process to kind of repeat the same lyrics over and over, but it really gets them not just stuck in your head as an audience member, but really thinking about them and the meaning behind them. Can you tell us a bit about how you write lyrics? How do they come to you generally?
Just they usually start as poems, and then I'll like write a poem, and then I'll like, usually I've made the beat in the production first, and then be like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna write a poem to this, and then you write the lyrics in the poem, and then I'll like imagine the story in my head, and then like place it. Sometimes I'll shift the like placement of things around, but I like to use like and play on metaphors a lot, because in it, like, it can mean what it means to me, but as a listener or whoever, you can sort of like take it on for what you want to take it on for, and I think that's a really like nice give and take. Is like when you put stuff out, you know, just like it's always going to mean what it means to me, but then also like let the people like sort of have a go too. You can have a go, like no,
You do your thing.
yeah,
Give
have
it
a go. No,
I love that.
I just spat. Sorry.
That's okay. It can hack it.
Yeah, but yeah. So it's sort of like playing on metaphors and putting them out, and because like, you know, something could mean. I remember putting BTTG out, and it meant something so different to me, but then people like have listened to it, and it's like touched like parts of them that like, you know, like I wouldn't have thought. I'd have been like, whoa, that's crazy, like that's so deep, and like or that's so like, I don't know, that's hot, or like that, you know, like it's like so many different dimensions of like a feeling or like a response to something, and like I'm like, oh, that's like, to me it just like I was like at the beach, and then I was like having this thing in the story playing out in my head, and then I just wrote about it. But like, yeah, you know, people are like, that really, like, really.
That's gorgeous. It's so, you know, it's touching is definitely the word for it. It's really beautiful that you can kind of create that relationship with your audience, right? That you have that ability to let people take things and run with them in their own way and establish their own intentions and metaphors behind what you're writing, and that you think it's really cool, because I think a lot of you know, it can kind of be a thing where artists can be like, no, I really know what this track means.
Yeah, well, I mean, because at the end of the day, it's like it's all an illusion, you know, like you know, no, but it is. It's all an illusion. So, you know, like take it and like, yeah, like I don't know, like take it and like enjoy, you know.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't think we owned anything. So, I mean, like obviously, like pay me money, but like, like how am I going to live? But also, like, we don't own anything, you know. So it's like, I don't know. Actually, I take that back, because copyright. Me having a full-on confusion moment live.
Hey,
cool.
I love it though, and I think there is definitely, you know, there's truth to the sentiment there. I think there's a lot of, especially with you know, when you're performing live, there's such an interesting thing where you perform it and then it's out there and then that's done, and that situation is gone and no one's ever really owned it, but it's an experience shared between you and the audience, right?
Yeah, we're talking about an experience for sure.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, like I don't own that. I don't own your experiences or your responses to me. I'm also not responsible for it.
Yeah.
And on that note, I'm going to play Don't Care.
Hey. Exciting.
Oh, that's crack up. Hey, where's the sound?
when you're drowning in shame. See, I don't care for these days no more. Got to be faithful and say above. Got to be faithful and say
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. It was gorgeous. And now, before we were talking about playing live, we also talked a bit about collaboration. And I know tonight you're playing with a collaborator of yours, PollyHill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us a bit about, because I'm loving the collaboration between the two of you. I think that's just a match made in heaven. Can you tell us a bit about how you two came together?
Yeah. Paloma and PollyHill and Samara Alofa. We flatted together in Samaki when we were younger, and I sort of met them like through another friend of ours, and they were like, I want to like make music with you. I'm like getting into MCing, and I was like, mean, and then we both this is. Oh my God, I hope they don't mind. I'm like, TM, we both went on the dole.
Hey.
And we made music.
Hey.
No, it's like not even that. It's like, actually, you got to take that stuff really seriously, guys.
Yeah, but you took a leap of faith and it's paying off. Look at this. Look at you both. Oh my God.
No, it's like, I was like, no, yeah, we had a moment there, and we just made music and like, and then grew something out of that time of like, I think I had finished bartending and they had finished whatever mahi they were doing, and like just needed a mental health break, and that was it. And it birthed itself into something really beautiful, and I think that was like 6 years ago or 7 years ago.
Wow.
Because we're like getting old now. But like, yeah. So like it was. There's like lots of music as well that we're yet to release, and so I think it's, I don't know, that when you find someone like that in your like creative endeavors, where like, Paloma will send me a beat, and the same day we've finished a track because it's like so intuitively on. I don't know. Yeah.
That's amazing. Gosh, that is hard to come by, when you find someone, and they are such a different but symbiotic sound to yours. Yeah. Which is quite interesting to, and that's, I think, why the collaboration works so well. But it makes so much sense that you've worked together for 6-7 years. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you feel that in the tunes. That's awesome. Yeah. Are you two going to be playing together tonight at the show? Yeah, we're going to be doing about an hour and a half of music. Oh well, I am. Hey. Yeah, amazing. So come to Moon Bar for an hour and a half of Samara Alofa. Yay! It's going to be so great. Have you played Wellington before? Yeah, so for tonight, it's going to be like my earth punk stuff, and then we're going to go into PollyHill and Samara's collaborative stuff. Cool. And then PollyHill. So I DJ for PollyHill. So it's like... Oh my gosh, that's a long set for you. Yes.
sick.
Hey,
But
that's gonna be
it'll
awesome,
be
though.
fun as. And yeah, the last time I came here, I played maybe at an art gallery.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's like I haven't played at Moon Bar before, but that'll be cool.
We
Yeah.
love the Moon Crew. It's such a cool wee venue, that one.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
What do you hope that people take away from your show tonight? What do you hope the audience takes away from it?
Oh, I don't know. My little cousin's coming, and
Amazing.
I'm really excited about that. And I hope that they feel really cool. Hope the people that come through feel really liberated and cool. You know, like I think that's like what we hope for all the time. That people feel really like safe and good and liberated, and like cool. You know, like but in their own way, not Mean Girls cool, but like you know, like yeah. I think liberation is like a big thing. I think like in our culture as well, we're such a conservative culture. Like so, liberate the kids. You know,
Liberate
gotta
them with
liberate
music.
the kids.
Yes. Oh,
But
I
yeah,
love it.
just like liberation, feeling safe, feeling good. Look after your friends.
Beautiful. That's a gorgeous sentiment.
Get me
there.
off the air.
Hey, we're loving having you on the air here. So you can catch Samara playing. They're going to be at Neptune's mega little Return of the Millennium tonight with, as we mentioned, PollyHill, Siren, Babyface Killer, Ma and Wynona, who you can check out their active live they did last week on all of the various places you're checking this one out. It's on tonight at Moon from 8 p.m, 167 Riddiford Street in Newtown, and you can get tickets from humanitics.com. What are we playing you out with today?
Oh,
The
okay.
final
One more, are we? Ooh.
I reckon.
Okay.
Just one more.
One more.
But it's been so lovely having you joining us today, Samara. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been great. And
Yes.
please come back anytime. We're always here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to come back. So, yeah. It's always a main vibe down here.
Hey.
Up, down here, down, up, depending on
Wherever you're
who
listening.
you are. Where you're listening, what your beliefs are. Anyway. Okay, I'm going to play 111.
Beautiful.
Is that? Yeah, that's 111.
Civilized refuse to
Active Live. Friday, 3:30. Every week a new band. In studio. Brought to you by NZ On Air.